You know what, honey? Keep the change. Buy yourself something warm. Nora Winters looked down at the crumpled $5 bill in her trembling hand. The elderly customer had already left, and the bill barely covered half her own lunch. But she wasn't thinking about that. She was watching the man by the window, the one everyone pretended not to see. His name was carved into the neighborhood's whispers, the homeless man with the newspaper. He'd been sitting outside Marlowe's cafe for weeks now, always reading yesterday's news, always alone. His coat was 3 sizes too big, and his hand shook from more than just the November cold. Nora tucked the $5 into her apron and walked behind the counter. "What are you doing?" her coworker Dana hissed. "Rick's gonna fire you if he sees you giving away food again." "Then I'll be fired," Nora whispered back, pouring fresh coffee into a white ceramic mug. She added a turkey sandwich, soup, and a slice of apple pie to the tray. Outside, the man didn't look up when she approached. His eyes stayed fixed on an article about rising unemployment rates. Bitter irony, she thought. "Excuse me, sir?" He flinched. His weathered face turned toward her slowly, like someone who'd learned not to expect kindness. I didn't order anything," he said quietly. "I know, but I made too much and it'll just go to waste. Would you mind helping me out?" For a long moment, he just stared at the food. Then his eyes filled with tears he tried desperately to hide. "Thank you," he whispered. "You have no idea. Thank you." Nora's throat tightened. "What's your name?" "Martin. Martin Hayes. I'm Nora. Nice to meet you, Martin." She turned to leave, but his voice stopped her. "Why did you do that?" Nora looked back, her own eyes glistening. "Because someone did it for me once, when I needed it most." The next morning arrived with unexpected chaos. Nora overslept, her alarm drowned out by exhaustion from her second job. She rushed into Marlowe's cafe 20 minutes late, expecting Rick's anger. Instead, she found the entire staff gathered near the entrance, whispering nervously. "What's going on, Dana?" "New owner," Dana muttered. "Rick sold the place last week, didn't tell anyone. The guy's supposed to show up today." Nora's stomach dropped. New owner meant changes. Changes meant cuts, and she couldn't afford to lose this job, not with her mother's medical bills piling up. The bell above the door chimed. A man walked in wearing an expensive charcoal suit, polished shoes, and a watch that probably cost more than Nora's car. His hair was neatly trimmed, his posture confident, but it was his eyes that made Nora freeze. Sad, knowing eyes that seemed to carry whole lifetimes. "Good morning, everyone," he said calmly. "I'm the new owner of Marlowe's Cafe. My name is Martin Hayes." The room went silent. Nora felt the floor tilt beneath her. Martin, the same gentle voice, the same careful way of choosing words, but everything else had transformed. His eyes found hers across the crowded room, and something unspoken passed between them. Recognition, gratitude, something deeper than words. "I'd like to speak with each of you individually today. But first, Nora Winters, could I have a moment?" Dana shot her a worried glance, but Nora's legs were already moving. She followed Martin into the small office behind the kitchen, her heart pounding. He closed the door gently and turned to face her. For a moment, neither spoke. "I don't understand," Nora whispered. Martin took a slow breath. 3 months ago, I lost everything. My company collapsed after my business partner's fraud. I lost my savings, my home, my reputation. I was drowning, and then I was just gone. Disappeared into streets that didn't know my name. He paused, his jaw tightening with emotion. I sat outside this cafe every day, trying to remember who I used to be. And every day, people looked through me like I was invisible, like I'd stopped being human. His voice cracked slightly. "Until you saw me." Nora's eyes filled with tears. "That sandwich, that coffee, it wasn't just food, Nora. It was proof that I still existed, that I was still worth something. "You were always worth something," she whispered. I didn't believe that anymore, but you did. Your kindness gave me the strength to make one last phone call. I reached an old friend, someone who still believed in me. He helped me rebuild. We recovered what was stolen, cleared my name, and within weeks, I had everything back. He looked directly at me. Except I realized I didn't want my old life. I wanted to build something different, something that mattered. "So you bought this cafe?" "I bought it because this is where I learned what really matters, where someone showed me humanity when I had forgotten it existed." His voice grew thick with emotion. "I bought it so I could do what you did, so this could be a place where people are seen." Tears streamed down Nora's face. Martin reached into his jacket and pulled out an envelope. "I want you to be my partner, Nora, not just an employee, a co-owner. This place should belong to someone who understands its true purpose." "Martin, I can't." "You can, and you will, because kindness shouldn't be punished with poverty." His eyes held hers with fierce gentleness. "Let me return what you gave me. Let me give you the security you deserve." Nora's hands covered her mouth as sobs broke through. Years of exhaustion, fear, and struggle poured out. And then Martin did something unexpected. He stepped forward and hugged her, the way a friend embraces another friend when words aren't enough. "Thank you," he whispered, "for seeing me when I was invisible." "Thank you," she whispered back, "for reminding me that kindness matters." 6 months later, Marlowe's Cafe had transformed into something beautiful. They'd kept the name, but added a new policy. Every day, one meal was given freely to someone who needed it. No questions asked, no judgment given. Nora stood behind the counter one quiet afternoon, watching Martin talk to a young woman who'd been sleeping in her car. He handed her a cup of coffee and sat down to listen to her story. Really listen. He caught Nora's eye across the room and smiled. She smiled back, remembering that cold November morning when kindness had been the only currency that mattered. Sometimes, Nora thought, we save people without knowing it, and sometimes they come back and save us too. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, subscribe, and comment.